Hello, all. I hope that you are well. Happy Monday, happy Monday, and welcome to a conversation and moment with Miss Kelly. My name is Janet Kelly, and I am the executive director and founder of Sanctuary of Hope. I apologize, I don't have a mic on or anything like that, which would clear up a lot of the sound. But I've been pretty much mobile today, so I'm stopping to make sure that I get this done and stay committed to this Monday follow up with you all. We had an amazing time in an Antelope Valley at the Unity for Youth this past weekend. Food, games, entertainment, all of that wonderful stuff. And please look forward to seeing a video that recaps the event and the time that we spent with members of the community. Those activities or engagements where we bring community together, the residents, the community-based organizations, gives us time or allows us to create better connections and share not only resources that we have, but to expand on our collective impact as organizations, communities of faith, as residents, because one, we can't do everything. We definitely know that. We all have specific talents and niches. And so when we're able to bring all of those things together and come together collectively, we build better community. And let's circle back to the book. But before we get back to the book, Stranger Danger by Dr. Charity Chandler-Cole, I want to invite you, when or if you have an opportunity, to visit SOH's website, www.thesoh, to become familiar with the work that we do in Los Angeles County. Into the book, and I'm just going to highlight two things that I think that are very important to take away from the first couple of, not even the first couple, the first 7 chapters of Charity's book, Stranger Danger. And if you have not purchased the book, I'm going to invite you again to purchase the book. The information is included in the link. You could purchase it either audiobook or you can read it. This is my copy. It's full of sticky notes on the inside, and it's also highlighted. So 2 important things that I definitely think it's very important to glean from the book, especially from the first 7 chapters. One is, how are we seeing young people, which I mentioned last week, and understanding who they are and what's in the name. It's one of the reasons why I do not use the word client. I've hated the word client. It chattelizes young people. It chattelizes people in the world of human services. That shouldn't even be a word. And I think it's one of the things that, or areas that our young people are going to work on, which is, how can we create some legislation to get rid of that word? Because one of the things that it does not allow one to do is to see and ask the question, who are you and what are you going through, and how can I be in partnership with you and offer guidance to help? In the book, Charity, in the first 7 chapters, has already laid out how she's gotten into this place and space of being in juvenile hall. One of the ways, or the way, that she found herself into juvenile hall was being in poverty, and the things that comes with being in poverty, being in a place of responsibility as a young person who is holding up the family and making decisions that will not only meet the basic need, but shoulder the weight of being responsible in the family to meet the needs of siblings. And we know that that's quite common within this youth development space, where young people are shouldering and soldiering a lot. And we need to be able to create spaces in which young people feel belonging, they feel accepted, but also that they could feel expressive, or they could express those things and share what's happening and have an opportunity to talk about ways in which they can resolve issues or matters or crises that may be associated with poverty, that may be associated with activities that are considered high-risk behaviors, as in the case of Charity in the book, joining a gang, selling drugs on the street, being I entrepreneurial. You have to engage in creative and street economy in order to meet not only one's needs, but the needs of the family. The other drop that I think was really important, or an aspect of the book, is this whole notion. I mentioned this in the first posting that I shared with you all, was our whole fascination on punishment, severe demoralizing consequences for young people. And I think at times we don't recognize that this need to be severely punitive, severely to teach a lesson, is rooted in racism. It's rooted in historical contexts of wanting to create and cause harm to young people, especially Black and brown youth, who often aren't considered young people and are adulted. And Charity hints to that when she talks about adultism and how young people are seen through an adult lens, that they're not given that same opportunity and grace to develop or go through the stages of youth development, which is really a part of maturing. Young people are going to make mistakes. Always going to make mistakes. Requires us to be very open to how do we teach and inform on emotional intelligence? How do we open ourselves up to truly understand, or have the empathy to understand what young people are going through, so that we could provide guidance that is not judgmental, right? Guidance that's inspirational, guidance that's motivational, but also guidance that's instructional. So I want to close with, I think we really need to redefine, especially in our juvenile spaces, in our youth development spaces, consequences, right? And whether our consequences are trauma-informed, whether our consequences are culturally trauma-informed, and we need to stop demoralizing or finding ways to shame and tear down our youth through means in which we believe that we are correcting or penalizing, because it doesn't help. It really doesn't help. And it requires us to really rethink why we think that way. It requires us to reevaluate ways in which we could provide care and alternatives to help young people grow. Again, I hope that you purchase Stranger Danger by Charity Chandler-Cole, and I look forward to providing another Monday update for you about what's happening here at Sanctuary of Hope. Take care.